Imagine a world where the sun is not just the giver of life, but also the only hourglass that determines your survival. The moment the sun dips below the horizon, your world turns into a deadly indigo void. No streetlights, no wool blankets, no concrete walls. Just you, your tribe, and a darkness that swallows everything. For our ancestors, Homo erectus, the night was the greatest enemy. Temperatures plummeted, freezing the very marrow in their bones. Bodies trembled, not just from the cold, but from sheer terror. Out there in the shadows of the brush, apex predators with fangs like daggers were watching, waiting for a single wrong move. Their dinner? It was you. And your food? Raw, tough, cold meat riddled with bacteria. Life was a brutal cycle of survival. Until one night, the sky cracked open. Most would run away from lightning, but not this young man. Let's call him the Innovator. While the rest of his tribe hid in the deepest, darkest corners of the cave, he stood frozen, mesmerized by a tree ignited by a lightning bolt. He saw something his species had never seen before: light that could be touched, heat that could be moved. He did something incredibly risky. He didn't run, he approached. He studied this creature called fire. He watched how it consumed dry branches, how it danced in the wind, and most importantly, how it pushed back the cold that had haunted his skin his entire life. This was the most crucial R&D moment in human history. With a single burning branch, he carried his investment for the future back home, back to the cave. Picture the scene inside that cave: pitch blackness, suddenly pierced by a blinding orange glow. His tribe didn't greet him with applause. They met him with spears and fear. To him, this was the most dangerous business pitch in the world. If he failed to convince the elders, the sharks of the prehistoric world, he might be exiled or worse. The young man placed the flame in the center of the cave. Slowly, the walls that had been nothing but shadows began to reveal their faces. Ancient paintings of bison and horses seemed to come alive under the flickering light. This was his first product feature: light. For the first time, humans could see in the dark. Night was no longer the end of the day. Then he invited the lead elder to step closer. The elder, whose body was stiff from old injuries and the biting cold, felt something alien: warmth. This wasn't the sun's heat. It was heat that could be controlled.
Wait for the best part.
This was the second value of his investment: comfort that increased health and morale. But every great product needs that one feature that makes everyone say, "I need this." The Innovator took a slab of raw, leathery mammoth meat. Before their skeptical eyes, he roasted it. The sound of fat sizzling, the aroma of searing protein, it was the smell of revolution. When the elder tasted that first piece of cooked meat, everything changed. It was soft, easy to chew, and tasted incredible. Biologically, this was a cheat code. Cooked meat is easier to digest, providing more energy with less effort. This surplus energy is what evolution would eventually use to grow our brains. Humans didn't become smart and then find fire. Humans found fire, ate better, and then, and only then, did our brains grow into something extraordinary. However, every new technology carries a risk, and this investment almost cost them everything. In the euphoria of the moment, safety was forgotten. A burning branch fell onto a pile of dry grass bedding. In seconds, the investment became a disaster. The warm cave turned into a deadly smoke trap. Terror returned. The innovator was blamed. This is the dark side of innovation, being unprepared for risk management. The young man was cast out. He stood outside in the pouring rain, watching his tribe huddle back in a cave that now smelled of smoke and ash. They had the technology, but they didn't yet have the wisdom to manage it. Mankind had to learn that great power demands great responsibility. The story didn't end there. The freezing bite of the night eventually outweighed their fear. The innovator was called back. But this time, he didn't just bring fire. He brought a system. He built a ring of heavy stones, the world's first hearth, to ensure the fire stayed where it belonged. He taught them to feed the flame bit by bit. It was around that fire that humans truly became human. The tribe began to sit in a circle. They began to tell stories. Language evolved because we finally had time to talk at night. Social bonds tightened because we shared the same warmth. Fire wasn't just a cooking tool, it was our first social network. Today, millions of years later, that fire is still burning. It's inside your car's engine, in the power plants lighting your home, and in the rocket engines carrying us to the stars. It all started with a prehistoric youth who was brave enough to hold a burning stick and say to his tribe, "Trust me, this will change our lives." So when you turn on your stove or flip a light switch tonight, remember, you are enjoying the dividends of the riskiest investment ever made by a Homo erectus youth in a dark cave eons ago. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to subscribe for more historical innovations. See you in the past.